gotta tell what I feel. I gotta talk about my life as I see it.
I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I snapped your crown with your head still attached to it.
Come on, man. This is God-given. Only thing I gotta do is just show up.
The nerve, the audacity.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for
Prophecies with the Prophet.
What is we talking about?
You want to be good or great, and then make me remember I'm trying to be great. You hear me? Great.
What's up, people? Welcome back to the Prophecies. As y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, like and share the video. Say something in the chat or the comment section so we can see who's all rocking and rolling with us tonight. We have a super great episode prepared for y'all tonight. The topic is going to be chasing ghosts and fighting demons, which is basically a play on how far does the apple fall from the tree, meaning what is the influence that your parents play in how you are as a person and how you move along through life and things of that nature. But half of the crew is here. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but half of the crew is here and everybody else will come along as we get along. What's up, Angelia? I see you in the chat. Ladies, let me see who I want to bring here first, man. All right, let me get this off the screen. They don't even know this, but I found their theme music. So for, let me see, Miss Nina, please. Let's see what we have here for her, and I'll see if y'all can guess what this is. Hey, Nina.
You know you ain't right. The crazy part is that's my favorite too.
See? How are you doing tonight, Miss Nina?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we got CC, aka CNoStress. Let me see what we have for her. Let me see. Here it is, people. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Is it Michael Myers?
No, hers is Michael Myers.
Yeah. Okay, who is that?
Tell her what it is, Nina. You know it?
Is that Freddy?
Right.
That's my dog. That's my dog. Let me tell you. I be thinking like I'm not scared of Freddy Krueger. Like if I see him in my dreams, I'll be like, "You want to smoke? What's up? What you doing?"
I can't. How are you
God. Okay.
She
I like it
up
though.
in your dreams.
Yeah.
See,
You know. I like it. He's my favorite.
What's up, Jennifer? I see you in the chat. What's up, Stephanie? How's everybody doing? All right.
Hey, everybody.
CC's is actually Jason. CC's is actually Jason. So we have Michael Myers and Friday the 13th with us so far. Y'all let me know.
I can roll with that.
If y'all are ready for tonight's show. Ladies, are you prepared?
I'm ready. I'm ready like Freddy.
Are y'all prepared? Because tonight's going to be a great show, man.
Yes, definitely ready.
All right, so I was waiting on Tia so I could bust her ass real quick in this one-on-one, but I think she's scared, y'all. I think she's scared to do her one-on-one with me. So she's going to be popping up shortly, and then I'm going to bust her ass still. She can't run. but it's going to happen. But we'll
You
do
know
a
she ain't scared now.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. We'll do a quick icebreaker as we wait for the rest of the crew. So, ladies, all right, this is something that I heard the other day, and this is just off the top, but I'll throw this in. Do y'all compare experiences of past relationships?
I have.
Would you say, Nina?
I was saying to what?
Like, do you compare, like, when you're in a relationship, do you compare, like, my last experience in a different relationship was, like, better, worse, different,
okay.
whatever it may be, do you compare?
I understand.
I have.
And
I compare because the relationship I was in, like I thought it was different. I thought it was like, yes, I won. And then all these bad things started happening. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't experience this with him. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't like this. Yeah, so yeah, I have.
Yes, it was a second guess for you.
Yeah, well, a second guess, but I got the hell on because
I got the hell on.
It was bad. It was too bad for me.
Out of there.
Yeah, no.
I saw those flags and I was gone.
For real, because they were really big. It was like big stuff. You know what I mean? And I had put a lot of trust into the guy at the time, and then he just failed me. And I'm looking like, well, damn, you not who I signed up for, and you not as good as I thought you was.
Right.
So no, because that'd be detrimental to my life, and I got children.
I got children. All right, Miss Nina, please. So most of the ladies where I was watching this was saying that it's like a subconscious thing that they do. So it's like not always done on purpose, but you do have flashbacks or memories and things of that nature. And even if you don't do it on purpose, you will subconsciously compare. So do you agree?
I totally agree. 110%. I was gonna say that like no, but subconsciously, yes. It's like, you want to do like 110%. Like
okay. Yeah, I don't think as men, I don't think we necessarily compare.
Like I don't think it was like a compare thing. It's just like how C's saying, like I see this and I don't like it. Oh, ooh, I remember this, like a cautionary tale, like you know what I mean? Because as she was talking, I'm like, yeah, because when you ask the question, I'm like, no, but as she was talking, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I experienced that. Like, you know what I mean? You don't walk it. I won't say you. Personally, I don't walk in it like, oh, let me see what you got. You know what I mean? Like, oh, side by side thing. No, absolutely not. But as you get into it, and I think as humans, you can't help but to do that, right? Like, oh, because the stove is hot.
Right.
Not gonna touch a hot stove again. You learned that lesson. Do you see what I mean? Or, however, playing devil's advocate, I haven't seen this story before. Let me continue reading, right? Because again, that compare and contrast thing. No one showed me this before. Let me keep reading this chapter. So again, I can agree to that. Like, oh, subconsciously, I guess you can say that's a comparison, right?
Right. We'll see. I mean, in their point of view, it was like based on, say somebody took you out on a date and you had like the greatest time of your life. Now, the next time you go on another date with another person, would you think about that?
No.
See?
Now, and that's elementary, but
Can you run that back?
All right, say you went on a date with one guy, right? And you had like the greatest time of your life. He showed you all these new experiences, X, Y, and Z. Now you go on another date and it's not so spectacular. Would that be like something in your mind?
No.
Okay.
Now, granted, that person probably set a standard, but you're not going to attach that standard to that person. You just attach that standard to yourself. That's you finding out what you like and don't like. It don't have nothing to do with that person.
Yeah, I thought when they were talking about it that all girls didn't do that kind of comparison, but they were saying that they did, and I was like, I don't believe that.
No, that's not comparing a person. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, I don't believe it.
It just goes down to people. Excuse me, I'm talking with food in my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all.
You good?
It just goes down to maybe perhaps people not knowing how to compartmentalize.
Right. Yeah, I'll agree with that. All right, so let's get into tonight's episode. The first question, ladies, is what are the good and or bad traits that you get from your parents? Who's here, y'all? You.
Skinny, what up?
Skinny,
What's poppin', slimes?
Ain't shit. What up?
what's going on?
Ain't shit. What up?
Welcome.
Sorry I'm late.
No problem. You know, life be life, and no problem.
Yeah.
Life definitely be like that.
I do want to say before the ladies give y'all an answer on this question. Thank you, Skinny, last week for hosting, and you've been a great and welcomed addition to this show. And as we're wrapping up, you know, the whole is the music industry turning women into horror shit. Not my word, y'all. not my word. We could do a quick who's a whore thing. So I'll throw out some names, and then I want you to say if you think this said rapper is a whore. All right, we're gonna go Nicki Minaj.
All right, hold on. Before we say,
I can't. Well, we gotta have disclaimers already.
all right, because we gotta have literal whores and industry whores. Industry whores are.
No, we not separated.
Exactly,
Right. Y'all try to move the goalposts.
Exactly.
Hey, listen. I don't know any of them personally. Right.
But I mean, just what's portrayed? Okay,
the perception. Okay, what was the first?
First Skinny's definition of whore.
I can't. Not Skinny's definition. Everybody on that joke.
You remember my definition?
Hell yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I would say, yes. Damn, how can I not?
What categorizes Nicki to be a whore? She's a married woman.
Nikki?
She's a married woman with a child.
Not even going question. Next. What's the next name?
All right. I don't even believe I'm about to say this name because Maya to Meg Thee Stallion.
No.
I would say no.
Hell yeah. What are y'all talking about?
I'm mad over Tori. Next.
This is why I say no
she
to Megan.
Admittedly lied.
Next.
But she's also had multiple partners.
Right.
That
I don't know nothing about publicly.
That. No, it ain't even about that she had multiple partners. It's about the fact that she lied about having multiple partners.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then came
so
out
that
and
makes
said,
her a whore?
Right.
Yeah,
well, that's a whore.
Yeah, because if you grown, why are you lying about who you fucked?
That makes her a liar, not a whore.
Exactly. You know how many people have multiple partners and lied about it?
This is multiple people, though. It's not one person.
Next.
It's multiple people. All right, we'll go next. We'll go next. All right, Ice Spice.
Why
does Ice Spice get the automatic whore?
She's the whore. I don't know too much about her. They said that she lost a lot of weight and looks weird now.
Yeah, I think she pops ass, but I don't necessarily think she's a whore.
I don't see that either.
You know what? She's a Capricorn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't do that to the Capricorn.
Oh, the team Cap. All right, heard you.
Hold on, so she's not a whore there.
She's not a whore.
No, she get a pass. She get a pass. All right, Lotto, y'all.
No, absolutely not.
What's up, Skinny?
Skinny, no. No, Skinny.
I don't know. I
He
don't
said
know her.
no.
Like,
You heard him? He said, I don't know. He said no.
She is definitely not no whore.
Told you.
She might be a whore, but she's not a whore.
I can't. What's your answer, Cece?
For
Lotto.
No.
Lotto, I'm going to say no as well. All right.
Say no because Lotto, she stand on what she say. She, you ain't had nobody come out and say that they did her, or she lying that they did, and she been real stronghold on her man.
I appreciate
for some
that.
years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's definitely my man running it up. And I appreciate how you just said she didn't lie. So same shit about Meg. but we go move on.
What Megan lied about though? I missed that.
She lied and said she didn't fuck Tori.
Yeah, but Megan has been caught in a couple lies.
Yeah, a lot of lies.
Like
a lot of lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can we think about that for a second? Everybody close the eyes and think about Megan Thee Stallion and Tori in the bed.
Too much on my girl.
I think she can rap. I think she can rap.
I'll go for like 10 minutes, 10 seconds. Not too much on my girl.
But I don't fuck with this.
Yo, Tori is tiny,
I
and she is Amazon.
Right. That's true.
That's
true, dude. Don't make the face. It's true.
That's real shit.
Yes.
Tori is tiny. That's a little guy.
Right. That's a fact.
All right.
We'll do the last two, man. Sexy Red.
Whore.
Yes.
Gonorrhea whore.
Straight up.
The word. She's not only a whore, she's a dirty whore. Yeah. She probably still don't take showers every day. A millionaire that don't take showers every day.
Whore.
All right.
You're stupid, bro.
All right, we go last but not least, Glorilla.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Skinny.
I think yes. Because
Skinny.
Probably not now since she got her teeth done. But
not the teeth changing your whoredom.
She's saying.
Who? Nah, she talk crazy, and I can just see her. I can like Glorilla come across to me as a real one, right?
Right.
That doesn't have all that shit she rap about. I believe her,
and she says it in her raps.
That she's a whore?
No, that she's not.
Oh, I don't listen to her enough to know that. It's just the perception. We talk about perception right now.
So how you say she's saying in her raps and say you don't listen to it?
I don't listen to her enough.
All right, my apologies.
Right.
What have you seen her interview?
You don't stop coming at me, Nina, because the hand when you just did this 3 times, I felt threatened. Like the second one too was cool, but when you went the third time,
because you're talking about my girl.
I cannot. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no on Glorilla. I think that. Wait, let me do this last one and then I'll give the explanation. But Cardi B.
No. Not anymore.
Nina.
She's definitely matured.
XC.
CC, what you say?
No, I don't think so.
What's your answer?
I don't think so. And I say this and I say I don't think so because I've been following Cardi for a long time. Okay, maybe she had a whore time. Okay.
A phase. You know what?
She had a whore phase.
She got a point.
That's it. Yeah, because she did when she first came out and she was talking about all the shit that she was doing and how she was doing, getting the money and you know what I'm saying, like all of that stuff because she real life talked about it.
Right.
She got a point.
Right.
That's what Libras do though. You know what I'm saying? Big Libra, big squad.
Libras are real lover girls.
All right.
Libras hate being alone too.
Oh no, not all Libras because I don't mind being by myself. Okay.
Libras will stick it out in a relationship for the long run. Y'all don't know how to leave. Y'all gotta go.
Because they don't like being alone.
They don't mind being alone.
Don't do that, Kenny. Damn it.
I'm gonna say Cardi grew past her whole phase. I'm proud of Cardi B, man. She's come a
I'm
long
proud of
way.
Cardi.
Yeah, she's come a long way. Shout out to Cardi B.
I
But
love Cardi B. Cardi B got to be one of the realest entertainers.
That's a fact.
Perception wise, and always remain to be herself in any situation. I appreciate that so much.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Shout out to my girl. Period.
I just wanted to say that
Big game.
even though the perception of these female rappers may be, and you know, they may speak it in their raps, may be of like a horror perception, or some people could get that from how they dress and, you know, whatever they do online. The majority of them is not with that shit.
Right.
And I think that we as not only as parents, even some of the children have to make that distinction. Like, I don't think that distinction is being like improvised enough. So that's what I just wanted to say on the shorties, man. Let's see
the real whores are on TV though.
Oh my God.
I cannot. Look who popped up. Who was saying?
What's up, baby mama?
Nami popping up as soon as he said the real horse is on TV. How did I walk into that? Like, so on point.
I cannot. What's up, new mom? How you doing?
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been all over the place the last 3 hours, so
it's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to know if you wanted to get this spanking right now or later.
What?
You owe me a one.
About this last week.
Yeah.
I don't know what this. Why? All right, whatever. Come on, what's up?
All right, y'all. I'm gonna move y'all down a little bit. Let us get this quick one, but I want y'all to pay attention to this conversation.
I'm watching.
It's very important. It's very important.
Okay.
All right, let me see what's happening here. All right, new mom. I'm gonna start this off by saying, Tia, y'all. She be like, T, I need you to expound and give examples in X, Y, and Z. But there's a reason why I give open-ended questions. Do you want to give a guess to why I give open-ended questions?
I mean, you want people to really like give their own opinion and expand more on their reasons on why or the answer to the questions.
Right.
To see where it could go, because if you leave it open, it can go so many different ways. So I understand.
All right, so maybe 3 weeks ago, I said something about women not listening to men. Mm-hmm. And then maybe 2 weeks ago, you said something like, see, I'm not listening to you because you're only one man.
Okay.
So I want to know if you stand on that. Do you stand on you're not listening to me because I'm only one man?
Let me put this baby down.
Yes. Yes.
Get him, Zion. I didn't say like I wasn't listening to you right then and there. What I was saying was you need more people.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, because we so used to RITs. Like I'm starting to already know what you probably going to say because I'm starting to get to know you.
Right.
I want to hear somebody else's point of view. That's all. You got the luxury of having all these different women giving all these different answers. We don't always have that luxury. That's all. I wasn't trying to be shady or nothing. Like saying I wasn't listening to you. That's all.
I just think that's a great talking point because do you believe that one person's opinion could be greater than the sum?
I think it depends. Okay. When it comes down to opinions, okay, because you left it open.
Right. I
think that people think that their opinions matter more than they do. Okay.
I'll say mine does. Go ahead.
It does matter, but I think that I mean, all of our opinions matter, but I feel like sometimes we gotta just like, okay, and this is the point. This is the only point that I make this about social media. Like, sometimes y'all need to give your opinion.
That's a fact.
And that's what I'm referencing in that too. Sometimes, and I think that social media has given people this too much space to feel like, damn, I had to say. You ain't gotta say shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that your opinion doesn't matter. It's just that sometimes you don't. Not you. I'm just saying sometimes you don't need to always say or voice your opinion. It doesn't really matter at the moment.
Right.
Like you're complaining about somebody on social media who you hate when you can just stop following them. That's fucking insane. It really is. So that's what I mean by like, all right, it matter, and it might matter to us, and your opinion might matter to us in our, serial killer unit.
Oh, I didn't even play your serial killer music. Wait a minute. Let me find your music. Wait a minute. Let me find your music. Oh man, I forgot. See, you came late, and then I forgot. Let me find your music real quick.
I don't like it. I don't like that. Boo. Some Jason, some Michael Myers.
You and CC gotta get switched then, because CC was Jason, so y'all can get switched. Y'all can get switched.
Oh, I got the little Chucky sound of music.
Y'all can get switched. All right. But my point in this was, you know a little bit about sports, right?
I do.
All right. Since you like examples and shit of that nature, this is the greatest example I can give you. You can go and play basketball or learn how to shoot with 10 Shaqs. Mm-hmm. Or you could come shoot with Steph Curry. That what you want to do?
Yeah. You use my favorite player too. That's crazy. That's really wild.
Now, do you want to come and shoot with Steph, or you want to shoot with 10 Shaqs?
Expert of this shit.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. Okay. Fine.
All right, I'll bring the crew back in, and then we can get back into tonight's show, everybody. But like I said last week, anytime anybody wants to have a quick 5-minute 1v1 versus anybody on the panel, and y'all can play along in the chat as well. The link is normally in the description if y'all want to challenge, just have a little friendly debate about whatever somebody said. That's always an option. That's something that I wanted to add to the show. But thank you, and I'm glad you tried to stand on it, but you really did. So I'm gonna let you rock today. All right, crew. Before we get into the question, what are y'all thoughts on the conversation that me and Tia just had? Does anybody want to speak?
It was cool. I like the concept because that's, sometimes it's good to share individual conversations.
My feelings was hurt, CC.
Huh?
My feelings was hurt.
Why? See, Sam, forget about it.
Man, T full of crap, man. He really is.
All right. Any thoughts, Nina?
No, not in particular, but I do appreciate instead of holding it in and bottling it in and just having it fester in your own head and keeping those feelings to yourself, and because it would typically grow towards resentment, and you just holding that and projecting feelings out towards her, that usually happens out in our community. You nah, we need to have a one-on-one, and then allowing everybody else to see how a healthy dialogue can have when somebody says something that I don't quite, resonate with, because it hurt my feelings, and this is how I see things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is how I see it. This is how your words made me feel. Can you see things my way? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a healthy dialogue. Like, I like it. Like, we can talk this out. Listen to me, man.
Well, I know in the future it's gonna be a lot of one-on-ones with CC and Skinny.
With CC and Skinny.
I'm tired of you saying we whores.
Hey, what's up?
One word.
As we wait for Skinny to pull back up, I do want to say this real quick. Tia, I don't know if you notice things that you may do. Like when you do like little facial expressions or things of that nature, you're not like everybody can't do that shit. Like the shit that you naturally do, everybody just don't have it. So I'm not. Your personality is not like
if you don't have to say it. Right. You don't have to say it at all.
But it'd be written all over your face. Like you could just make a face.
Like hands down.
I've never been in control of this face. You're right.
Right. So that's what I was trying to say. So it's not like just about me. We are all extravagant in certain ways, and that's why we're a collective. So I'm never going to like be like, no, that was only Tia saying that. Fuck no. Yes, that was Tia saying that, and I'm going to listen to it.
Okay.
That's what it is. Like,
yeah, I know I watched last week's episode. I was dying. I was cracking up. No lie, because your facial expressions and how on time and on point, right. And how it just always is. It's like, that's what I'm talking about, girl.
Right.
Because I'm the same way too, but it gets me in trouble. Because like my dude be like, hey, fix your face. I'm like, listen, you're just gonna have to take it because this is just what it is. I can't help it. This always been me, you know? So being able to read it, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you have me dying. I be talking about you to my friends too. Like, that's why I can actually be, unless she gonna read it.
Facts. That's a fact.
Oh, well, I thought I was about to start covering my face, but now I'm not.
No.
Hey, no.
Nope, be you.
We was talking shit about you.
But I do.
They said you and CC gonna have the most one-on-ones. I kid.
What I do?
You ain't did shit yet.
Nothing.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these one-on-ones play out. I'm interested. All right, let's get into tonight's first question, everybody. So the question is, what are the good and bad traits that you get from your parents? So what like personality or characteristics, Tia, do y'all get from your parents?
You said me, right?
No, I just said you because you make the facials. Mandarin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to go yet. All
right, who want to go? Go ahead.
I will. Good traits that I get from both of my parents is my hustle and my drive to like keep going. I think like on my mom's side of the family, a lot of my family members have had like start and not finish situations. So being that I've seen both of my parents be consistent and driven in what they want to do, I've taken that from them. Yeah, that's the best trait from both of my parents that I have.
Okay. Any physical features?
Physical features, yes. I have my mom's nose.
Right.
I have my dad's eyes and his ears. I have my mom's toes. I have my mom's hands too.
Okay.
And then I feel like I have like my father's complexion, maybe. I don't know where these lips came from. They nice, I like them, but I don't know who they came from.
I can't. Okay. Anybody want to go next, man? What's up?
I go.
All right, go ahead, Skinny.
Well, I was adopted So I don't know too. I'm playing. I wasn't.
Okay.
My mother.
Why would you lie? Because I really was about to be like, oh, I can't wait for these questions. I love adoption questions. You really play too much.
I was about to go in on it, like give y'all like 2 to 3 minutes, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna get to the point. But I think I got a lot of opposites, like being opposite of my parents than I took on their traits. For instance, my mother wasn't really affectionate towards me growing up. So I'm very affectionate towards my kids. Like, give me a hug, all that type of shit, because I never got that. So another thing is, one thing I do get from my mother is, I had to learn this, but my mother has this superpower where she can say anything to anybody and not give a fuck about the repercussions or reactions, just because that's how she feels. And the reason why I say it's a superpower, because everybody don't have that confidence or that personality to tell people the real. So I think I adopted that from my mother. As far as facial features, I'm a little lost because my father's pretty brown skin and my mother is a pretty brown skin. And I came out pretty bright. So that's for another episode. But I think I have majority of my mother's features though.
Okay.
I actually have all of my mother's features.
All right. I want to go to you, Miss Nina.
I'm not too sure what I got from my dad. I don't know. I don't know. My mom. Trying to think. My discernment. My discernment from my mom. The one thing I could remember that sticks in my head about my mom. Both my parents are still living, by the way, but my mom taught me this one thing. She didn't teach me nothing else. She taught me this, right? I'll never forget. She said, if you have to ask yourself if a man is gay, he's gay. That's it.
I didn't even know this is where we were going.
That's it, right? But you ain't think that though, right? So, but listen, I applied that to everything in my life, and it helped me grow discernment, right? Because if it pops in your head, it's not there for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? So, but that woman, she taught me that, right? So, and also my mom, she's a really good people's person, like really good. Like she can talk to anybody,
right?
And people gravitate to her, and they will tell her anything. And I like to think that I get that from my mom. Like people just gravitate to her like a magnet. Like, you know what I mean? Right. As far as like physical features, my skin complexion, I love my complexion. I get that from my mom. I think we look identical.
Okay.
I don't know. Outside of that, I'm not like my parents.
So you would say you're
I don't really know them like that though. So I don't know.
Okay. We'll dive into that. Tia?
So I look like my mom for sure. And I am funny. Both my parents are really funny. So I would definitely say, hold on, y'all. I know the boy be trying to kill my vibe.
What's up, young boy?
Yeah, like, boy was crazy. So I'm really, both my parents are funny and silly. So I definitely get that from them for sure. My dad, what I would say, I feel like is a good thing I got from him and a bad thing. He like will cut any and everybody off. Like he does not care, mom, grandma, sister, brother. Like I'm definitely that. Like I'll
that's
cut
where you
everybody off.
That's where you got the SK from, huh?
Yeah. Listen, first of that K is real. That K real with him, right? He in jail to this day. Anyway,
we're gonna get to that later.
So, and I feel like the good things as far as like my hustle, my work ethic, my drive, my ambition, I wouldn't say I get it from them. I feel like because they did not have it, I have that.
Right.
Watching them not have that is what pushed me to be the person that I am. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say I'm kind of in the middle of both my parents. I got like my dad's charm, my dad's strength. Both of my parents are like loners. I would say like I'm way taller than my mom, but I was like way shorter than my dad. That's some shit that bothers me. Like why? But outside of that, like there's other different things, like probably my humor from my dad. Just the way I look at life probably is more of my mom. Because my mom is just like, I don't give a fuck. So I probably get a lot of that from my mom. But that would be like a summarized answer for me. All right, let's go into question 2. And this shit is going to get deeper as we go along. So I hope y'all are prepared. And I got something for Tia's ass. But let's proceed. All right. How did your direct relationship with your parents influence your confidence? Like, did they teach you values? Did they teach you morals? How did your parents' direct relationship with you? And y'all can play along in the chat in the comment section as well. How did the direct relationship with your parents influence you? Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Skinny.
I'm sorry. My mother was a disciplinarian, and I hated that shit as a fucking kid because everybody else mom in the neighborhood really was lenient with their kids, but growing up and being an adult and seeing why she did the things that she did was awesome. Majority of the people I grew up with is not around anymore, you know, whether something bad happened to him and to them in most cases, but our relationship was more disciplined than anything. So yeah, that's it. Right? Did I answer the question? Am I stupid?
Yeah, you answered it. You
all right.
You good. Who want to go next, man? CC?
How did my relationship with my parents influence my confidence, values, and morals? I think when I was younger, I didn't really get a lot of wisdom from them. When I reached like my teenage years, I did. Well, actually, when I was younger, they used to tell me to stop like doing shit because I was kind of bad. But then the older I got, probably around like I'll say about 16, 17. Around 16, 17, that's when they started to like drop gems.
Okay.
So before then, I had morals of like no sex before marriage,
right.
You know, respecting my body and
Wait a minute. Somebody said you was real bad, CC.
Who said that? Streaming with strippers. Who is this? Yeah.
What is happening right now?
Hold on now.
What is happening right now?
Who that fuck? No, but I mean, I was bad. I really was bad. And when me, my mom, and my sister did the podcast or our podcast, what my sister said was like, because I was so bad, it
Wait
took
a
the
minute.
attention off
Look,
of her.
y'all. Look.
The one-on-one is what happens soon. The one-on-one is happening.
What is happening?
It's definitely happening. Because I don't like that. No.
We trying to be serious.
Yes.
Actually, the name makes sense for it to be you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Continue.
But I thought, well, anyway, but I mean, it was kind of a thing because I was bad. You know what I mean? Like, I did bad shit. And it wasn't like a cry of like, hey guys, I'm doing bad stuff, so see me. It was just like my parents wasn't present. So because they didn't really give a fuck, like I just did shit. Now, when it came to my grades and stuff like that, like that's when my parents showed up, and it's like, oh, okay, well, are you gonna help me? Are you gonna put me in tutoring? Are you got like what's gonna happen besides this whooping? Because my grades are still bad, and I'm still doing bad shit. And then it got kind of worse and worse. But the older I got, the more I got from my parents. And I'm really thankful and grateful for it because now at my adult age, 37, I understand morals, values, and more respect. You know what I mean? And what to give to my kids. As far as confidence, I didn't have confidence as a little girl because I didn't get the, oh, you're so beautiful, and you know, your hair is pretty, even though it's different. Because yes, I grew up in the time with dark-skinned girls being ugly and our hair being talked about because it's coarse, and you know, I got picked on, and my mom didn't even know how to do my hair, so I had to learn how to do my own hair. And I didn't have high confidence. I didn't. And then my sister was the one that actually was the first person to tell me that I was beautiful. And when it came from my sister, it meant so much to me because it was like, oh, whoa, somebody actually sees me physically and thinks that I'm pretty. And then I started to kind of like pay more attention to myself and how I dressed and what I put on. I was more like, okay, this gotta match. And when I put my bobos in my ponytail, I'm gonna need my bobos to match my shirt and my socks to match. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me the confidence to like be confident.
Right.
So yeah. And now, I mean, they can't tell me nothing.
All right, Tia, I want you to go next.
So they influenced the confidence, the lack of confidence, values, and morals. Sorry, I got to switch it up. Because I did not have my parents growing up. They were, like I said, my dad was in jail. My dad has always been in jail my entire life since my mom was pregnant with me and my sister to this day. And my mom did drugs up until I was 17. So I lacked confidence because I was abandoned and I had abandonment issues. I had suicidal thoughts at one point. So I didn't have those things. I didn't value. There were things that I value, but I don't think I valued myself. And so they influenced it in the way that I didn't have it.
Okay.
So yeah. Similar story to Cece. Like my mom was literally a crackhead. She was not worried about doing her hair, which is why I'm a cosmetologist to this day, because that was my way of becoming, to me, beautiful. Like I could transform myself, me and my sister, and then I was able to transform other people. So that's what kind of like saved my life for the beauty industry. My dad, I'm not going to say that he purposely caused me to lack these things. He just was not present. So it was only so much he could do. But when I was around him, or when he could write and stuff like that, he tried. But it's only so much you can do, you know, from a jail cell. And yeah, it's just only so much you can do. Like, it is what it is. Now, of course, you know, I'm the shit out here. So, you know, they be hyping me or whatever. But, and they praise me as they should. Right. But growing up, it just wasn't there. Other people stepped in, but as far as my parents, I was abandoned, so it was nothing really they could do. So
Okay. All right, Miss Nina, what's up? Take your mute off. Nah.
We can't hear you.
Take your mute off.
Again, somebody smoking?
Not somebody smoking. Okay.
So I was raised by my grandmother. But let me see. So my dad not being around, but I did have father figures like my cousin, my uncles, or whatever, and they actually influenced my confidence by, like, you know, I was a shielded child, so to speak, and that actually didn't help so much. I- Growing up, I was the only female. I was the only granddaughter at one time, the only sister, the only daughter, the only female in the generation that I grew up in. So I was like shielded in that way. So it didn't necessarily help my confidence, and because they wanted to quote unquote maintain a certain innocence. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it left me um, naive, right? So, like, y'all left me naked out here in these streets. I get what y'all trying to do, but you left me naked. So, push me out into the world because you left me so naked. You didn't teach me anything. You calling yourself trying to, like, keep me safe by maintaining my innocence. You kind of threw me out into the wolves. And that fucked up my confidence because, people poking and prying. Like, kids could be mean. And then I'm out here with these older men and they see how naked I am because, you got that little twinkle in your eye. And, it's messed with my self-worth because I don't know. I'm still wet behind the ears or whatever. You get the gist of what I'm saying? So, of course, me trying to look in the mirror, I'm thinking there's something wrong with me because growing up, you do the little comparison thing or whatever. And then, I'm the light-skinned girl with the long hair and the eyes, but everybody else got their little jam and rhythm and going. And I'm naive. I don't know what I'm supposed to do out here in these streets. So I don't have my parents to kind of nobody talked to me.
Right.
They just let me roam the streets. Like, you know what I mean? And everybody just doing what they want to do to me because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Academically, smart, genius. I don't like. There's nothing wrong. And because I'm doing so good in school, nobody's blinking their eye at me. Right. But I'm failing in the streets. You know what I mean? So, because I didn't have, my parents looking at me, I had to learn street smarts on the streets, right? And like my mom was street smart though, like that. So some like she had a couple marbles loose. My mom was actually in the streets, right? Because her brother was in the streets, so she doing what she got to do behind him, but looking at her and just watching her actions or whatever. I did learn a couple things from her just by watching her because she never actually spent. My mom was emotionally unavailable. Like I would try to like go in for like my grandma. Again, I was raised by my grandmother, so I got like the nurse. My grandmother there was old school, like old school baby boomer, like morals, my ethics, my values is very old school that got embedded into me, like how women's etiquette, how a woman's supposed to treat her, all of that. I'm old school with it, right? Because I was taught by my grandmother. My manners and everything taught by my grandmother, right? But although my mom was around physically, it was just that emotional component. Just no, like I would try to go in for a hug. She's like, you know what I mean? Because again, she's used to being around nothing but men, like you know what I mean. So my mom has a lot of masculine energy or whatever, right? But I'm watching her and I'm watching how she moved. Like my mom moved like a man in the streets. So I'll say that I got I moved, like, even shifted into like my late teens to my 20s, because I learned street smarts. So now I think logically, and I'll say that I get that from her, like, because now I don't move so much with emotions, whatever. Like all that shifted and died down in my early teenage years.
Right.
So all the emotions is out, and the way I moved is just like I would even logically explain my emotions now. Like, you know what I mean? I won't sit with them. I will like, I will logically think my emotions. Like, why am I feeling something? Like I will think it out. Like, you know what I mean? And it's funny because people be like, yo, you think like a man. And it's like, and I must say, I think I get that from my mom or whatever. But, yeah, that's all I can think about. Like, but confidence to this day, I don't think neither one of my parents influenced that. Today, I get it for myself.
Right.
Honestly, I had to find that.
Okay. I'll just say, real quick. My basic childhood is a little like different because like my father lived like directly across the street from me. I could walk across the street to my father's house. So as a kid,
was I around then?
No, you wasn't around then. You
okay.
Came, like when my father passed, I'll get to that. So my father used to live directly across the street. So being the baby, being my mom's baby, and my father living, because I'm a junior and all of that shit. Like when I was like little, I was rebellious. So I used to like push the lines and shit. Like I'm not gonna go over the line, but I'm gonna push that motherfucker to the max. And I'm gonna just do some shit just because. And then as I got older, like my mom got sick of that shit, and then my dad moved, and like this is around the time where Skinny came. So then my dad moved, and I went to go live with my dad because my mom was sick of my shit. I was in the 4th grade hooking in school. I was doing all kinds of shit. I was just doing shit just because my father wasn't no longer across the street. So I didn't have anything to be in fear of. So once I go live with my father is like strictly like strict. One time I was on punishment for like a whole year before y'all. Like my father just didn't play that shit. But neither one of my parents like taught me morals or values, none of that shit. It's sort of like what Skinny was saying. It's like the disciplinary shit. It's like you if you do some shit, you're gonna get your ass whipped. But we're not gonna teach you what the fuck you supposed to be doing. So that's how it kind of is. So growing up in that, once my father died when I was 12. So now when my dad passed away, I no longer had that strict or that structure. So now I'm back to doing whatever the fuck I want to do. So now since I was 13, and this is like around the time where Skinny wasn't around, I was always outside. So I'm always outside now. I'm always outside. I'm sneaking out. I'm spending the night over girls' house, all kinds of shit. I'm just outside.
I must say you did have a certain kind of freedom back then.
Yes, a fact.
That I wasn't used to. Like I used to go on his block just because it was so fucking fun. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. What you was about to say, Tia?
I said, you went back to your mom's house when your dad passed?
Yeah. Okay. So I went back to my mom's, and like since I didn't have nobody that I was afraid of anymore, I was just outside. So I was always outside. So ever since I've been 13, my mom has made sure that I've always had a roof over my head, but I didn't have any rules. So I would like I could go to school being as though I would like travel. I was going to school in Upper Darby, so I had to take like 3 different things. I got to get up at 6 in the morning to go to school at 13. So I got to get up at like 5, 6 in the morning to go to school. But I'm not coming home till like 8:30 p.m. Because after school, I'm going to go play with my friends. We're playing football. We're going to the arcade. We're going to a bowling alley, whatever it may be. I'm just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. So I'm just trying to say that my parents, and as we grow, like throughout these things, and y'all, meaning women, look for men to know that he's supposed to give you flowers and he's supposed to open the door and X, Y, and Z. These are all things that I had to learn or teach myself. These are not things that are always taught, and just like things are not taught to y'all. And that's why I always say we still have to continue to teach each other, because a lot of times we weren't taught that shit. We just wasn't taught that shit. I wasn't never taught all of these values and morals and that shit. These are all things that I learned to implement to myself. I don't even know where my cocky confidence comes from, but that's just some natural. Maybe it's some Capricorn shit, Nina. Maybe that's just some Capricorn shit.
Yeah,
maybe that's just some Capricorn shit.
It might be for real, because my son, he a Cap, and he be like, "Yeah, mommy, because I'm just
he just that boy."
Yeah,
like, excuse you, 11-year-old, simmer down.
Yeah, my mother.
Yes, you are handsome.
All right, so let's go into the next question, everybody. Let me see, where is it? How did your parents' relationship affect how you move or think in relationships? So if you've seen your parents together or not together, how did their relationship affect how you think and move in relationships? Who wants to go?
Can I answer that?
Sure, Dan.
It was really confusing, right?
What's up?
Confusing, right? So growing up, I remember this one, like, vividly. I think I was like 6 or 7, and because and my brother used to tell me, like, no, he remembers something different. But my mom had took us around the corner. My dad was supposed to get us sneakers or whatever. Either how, he never did it. He didn't do it, and she took us around the corner, like, no, you gonna go tell your dad how you feel, how that made you feel, because I'm tired of y'all just coming and complaining to me.
Right.
I remember that, and we had to go tell him, we crying, rah, 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 right? My mom is a very expressive person. You make her feel some kind of way, you gonna know you made her feel some kind of way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she don't bottle nothing in. It's instant, boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, to this day or whatever, they cool, they cordial. Like, he'll come see her, whatever the case is, right? But how it shows up for me in relationships, because again, with my dad not being around, of course it comes up with, like, it don't, not till today, because I'm healing through it, right? You know what I'm saying? But throughout the courses of my relationships, with my dad not being, abandonment issues and then neglect, but going through my relationships, I shut down instantly. I'm not dealing with nothing. You want to go. I'm not fighting for nothing. You're not seeing no emotions. Like, you know what I mean? I'm hiding everything. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. Like, I'm not really down for too much of argument. I don't see the point in it. Literally, there's no fight. I'm a quick quitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember it was one time, even after, like, my mom and them split, she would always say, oh, I'm never getting married. I'm not getting married or anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even after I had my first child, I took that. Right. Like, I took that narrative. I don't even know why I took that narrative. I'm not getting married. And I carried it. And now that I'm, older and I'm living my own life, I realized I cursed myself. Right. Like, you see what I'm saying? I realized I cursed myself. I'm like, why was I even saying that? I didn't even understand. Granted, I was like 19 or 20. I didn't even understand why I was saying that. I was just following my mom's lead. Because in my eyes, I'm like, she knows something I don't know. Like, we forever single over here. You know what I mean? And then even back then at that time, although my mom was in a new relationship, yeah, but at that time, my grandmother wasn't married neither. She was in long-term relationships, yeah, but she wasn't married neither. But I'm like, oh, we doing great. Chilling. We living over here. Like, you know what I mean? We don't need no man.
Right.
Oh, but I didn't really know what I was saying. Like, truly, like, in my heart of hearts. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was always, Sorry, my phone was typing stuff down. But now that I'm older, I understand that they were just speaking from hurt and pain, and not really healing through, unhealed trauma from. But the thing is that they never talked to me about how to do relationships, how to be a woman in relationships. And neither did I even have a sit down with my father of how to be a woman in relationships, or how to be a recipient of a man in a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? And here I am, 19 years old with a baby. And at that time, I was with my child's father. We were in a relationship for 3 years.
Right.
I'm like, how can y'all sit here and watch your child be in a relationship with 3 years with a baby at that, and y'all still not talk to her about relationships? Y'all see me drowning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rather you see me drowning or not. But I'm sitting here talking to you like, he did this now, he doing that. Oh, I love him today. Oh, I hate him today. And we not what? Obviously it's affecting me some kind of way, but y'all chilling, living y'all life because whatever. Because in our culture, we don't really want to talk about the hurt. As long as everybody's smiling.
It's not thought about. Like it's not even a thought.
It's not even a thought. But I don't want to take up everybody's time, but yeah, when that question popped up, it was just like, yeah.
All right, who want to go next?
I'll go.
Oh,
no, your turn. We got stop doing
why'd y'all bad on every time? Go ahead.
I'm about to say we really gonna have that one-on-one now. Okay, so how did my parents' relationship affect how I move or think in relationships? A lot of what Nina said is kind of what I experienced. Like, I didn't know how to do relationships. So when I did get into the one serious relationship, like I fumbled the ball so many times because it's like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I don't know to give you a hug or to say I'm sorry. Cause what the fuck? Like, why am I apologizing? Like, if I don't feel like I'm wrong or even knowing what accountability look like, I can't own up to something or, apologize or give you a hug. I don't know. For the most part, I thought that my parents were in love. So what I knew from growing up in a Christian home, having married parents, and everybody around me saying, "Oh, you're growing up in a 2-parent home, and that's like a thing." It's like, okay, huh?
They look at it like you're lucky.
Yeah, and it's like, you don't know what I'm going through over here. Like, my parents, we don't even talk for real. You know what I mean? I didn't learn stuff about relationships with my parents. I literally learned things about relationships like I knew the stuff like don't cheat, be loving, be supportive. Yeah, I knew that stuff, but like in-depth relationship morals and values, I didn't learn that until my late 20s. My late 20s. And it hurt because I'm like, damn, I don't have none of the tools. None of them. At one point, the way that I saw my parents, I told myself that I was, Mom, I'm sorry. Okay. I know you here. Slaughter Gang, what up? We in here. But I got to speak my truth. I said I didn't want to be a wife like my mom, and I would never marry a man like my dad. And I think, I don't know what it was with my dad that made me think that. It might have been when they separated and like how attached he still was to my mom, but it was like, you need to move on. I think maybe that's the thing. But the healthy dynamic of it, I saw a little bit of, but I seen more toxicity. Like they fought and they argued and, you know, stuff like that. And then another thing I want to speak on is like the expectation that I've had for my relationship from my man. I saw my dad do a lot that is supposed to be, well, that society says is just domesticated for women, because gender roles is a really big thing. I think sometimes in my relationship, gender roles is a part of it, and I don't like it because my father showed up for his kids. He showed up for me and my sister. He would clean our room once a month. He would do the dishes. He would cook. He would, you know, clean the cars. And like my mom worked too and she did her stuff, but my dad showed up. So coming into a relationship, it's like, okay, you're not doing these things and you don't even think that it's okay for you to not. I mean, you think it's okay for you not to do it? Like, why are you not cooking? Because I'm a woman and I'm supposed to cook? No. You can order some food because we ain't eating tonight.
But that's their experience, he said.
Yeah, that's fine. But I have my experience as well. And within relationships, there is a compromise.
Right.
So just because my experience is different from his, that doesn't mean that I don't compromise, because I do. And I had to realize that our experiences are different.
Right.
So being open to, you know, kind of just rolling with it a different way than what I seen from my parents, and understanding that this is a different relationship, then I have to do things differently. I wasn't taught it, but through trial and error, it's like, okay, I got to do what works for me. So yeah.
All right, Skinny.
So I'm about to get real with y'all. So growing up, none of my friends, none of the people I knew grew up in a 2-parent home. So I never experienced it. So my father was never around. My mother and my dad's situation is a totally different situation where he wasn't around and he just wasn't around. So what I learned from that, I learned a lot of things from that. I learned 2 things mainly. One bad, one was good, that I always was going to be in my children's life, right? But as an adolescent, as a young father, I also thought it was good enough to not be with my child's mother, but still take care of my child, because I'm still one up on my dad. He wasn't around and he didn't take care of me. So even the people around me, I knew guys who wouldn't take care of their kids, but it was still not good, because my perception of me just taking care of my child and not really being around with the mother like I should have been, not spending that quality father time with my oldest, has our situation different right now than the rest of my kids. So like everyone else, I had to learn how to be a man. I had to learn different things, like not to lie to my children, because my mother lied to me a lot. I'm not gonna say a lot, but she lied to me when she should have told me the truth, where I would have had a different perception of my father than what I did until I got older. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she should have been real enough to say, we never really had a relationship. It was just a situation. And this is why your father is not around. Instead of me conjuring up all of these things, why the fuck he not around? You know what I'm saying? But my mother, affected my life and how I move in relationships, I had to learn everything myself. My mother never really had men around. I never saw what a relationship was supposed to look like, especially living in the neighborhood that I lived in where nobody was really in a lengthy relationship. I didn't have anything to look at to use for example. So I had to learn it myself getting older. And I didn't learn that until I was well in my 30s. What the family dynamic was and what it's supposed to look like and how great it is and how it's way better than being that Rolling Stone. But yeah, I had to learn a lot of things the opposite of my folks to do positive things.
Okay. All right, Tia, what's up?
My bad. Y'all done got comfortable. Y'all seen that movie?
Yeah, you good.
So, of course, I've never seen them in a relationship. Impossible, right? Well, I'm not gonna say impossible because people be with their mates in jail. Crazy to me, but whatever. So all I seen was a couple times mom was in a relationship when I was around her. I did not like them at all. Sorry, mom. She in the background. Hated all the relationships she ever had. It gave toxic. It gave verbal abuse. A little physical abuse. Didn't like any of it. So I wasn't standing for none of that shit. None of it. So in my relationships, I always demanded respect. So many other things. Like I always made sure I had healthy relationships, regardless of how they ended or whatever. Like towards the end, but throughout the length of my relationships, they were healthy relationships. And also just not ever seeing that dynamic of my mom and dad, like how Cece was saying, like people be looking like a 2-parent household. Wow, I had neither one of them in the household. So I wanted that, and I also wanted that dynamic in my family, because not even just my mom and my dad, in my family, it's a whole bunch of women with a whole bunch of kids with no dads. There's not a lot of dads around. The dads that you see are the men in our family with kids. So I wanted the total opposite, and I made sure I had the total opposite of it. The way I move in a relationship, like I said, I'm not giving weak. I'm not giving like overly strong either, but I have my boundaries. I make sure that I have those because I don't feel like my mom sets those boundaries. And that brings on other things. And with my dad, I don't know him as a mate besides an inmate. You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
But when he does talk a little bit of, like, he gives advice about relationships and stuff, you can tell that he does have a romantic side to him, which I do like. But yeah, I ain't nothing like that, child. I don't want nothing of what she had at all.
I can't do. All right. I'll just say my parents were never together. So we spoke about co-parenting, and there's several ways that could go. Like, I was the pawn between my parents. So whenever my mom would get mad or my dad would get mad, whatever, I was always the pawn in the middle. So it would be like, one time my dad went to Disney World and my mom wouldn't let me go. Like, I was like real little, probably like 5 or 6. But I still remember that shit. So it's like, they were never together, and my father wasn't a ladies' man. My father was the ladies' man. Like, so if I'm growing up like watching that, and my father's my hero at the time. So that's how I viewed how I was supposed to be, because I'm a junior. So that's why this episode is entitled like Chasing Ghosts, because I was always like, up until like probably my late teens, which I didn't realize it until probably like my early 20s. I was chasing that image of my father because my father got a certain respect people looked at him a certain way. People, if I post a picture of my father right now, people that I don't know will be like, yo, your father was the man. And that's something that I wanted. So I was always chasing that ideal of what it would be. So that was what I saw from him being in relationships. Well, not being in relationships, just being a ladies' man. And then when my father passed and my mom would get boyfriends, I would go at them niggas. Like, you is not coming to the crib and chilling peacefully. Like, just because I'm a junior and I love my father and X, Y, and Z, I was just not having it. I would always just find ways just to fuck with these niggas. Like, no, this is not what we doing. So yeah, my view of my parents, I don't think there is a view of them like in relationships. I think it's the opposite of that. So everything that I know about relationships is through experience, through trial and error, and through teaching myself and just through observing people. So yeah, that's my answer.
I want to say this real quick because thinking about it, a lot of the relationship stuff came from my dad. It did. Like when I was in my 20s and stuff and I was going through relationship shit, like I would call him and be like, Dad, this is going on, that's going on. And he would give me very much sound advice just for those situations. So a lot of relationship stuff came from my dad because my father was madly in love with my mom. And because he would see things from me that he saw in my mom, then he would give me the advice that, you know, he would give her if it was an open dialogue for them. Right. Because his parents were married. And my mom's parents were married too. Well, no, they weren't. Her dad wasn't there, but my grandmother did end up getting married. So she had a stepfather. But yeah, I got a lot of relationship tips and advice from my dad, like in my 20s. So shout out to you, Mr. C.
Shout out to Cece's dad. The next question is this is a doozy. What demons or bad habits are you fighting that ultimately come from your parents?
See, you want to go?
Duck, yeah. Now he trying to be polite.
Me? You go. Go ahead. It's your turn.
I was just making sure we ain't bump.
Go ahead, Skinny.
Because I was sure gonna
go. I think I only acquired one, maybe two. My father has about 15 kids in Jamaica and America, so he's pretty global with it. Well, he's passed now, but he was a Harlem Globetrotter. So I got 5. I have 2 boys, twins, and then 3 individual kids. So I think I get that from my dad. My mother, I know I get smoking from. It's very hereditary. And I've been trying to kick it, but I just think it's just bound in my DNA wrapping. But that's it. That's what I got. My mother's a hustler as well. I never saw my mother broke. Right. Where we didn't. We struggled, but to put things in perspective, people came to my house to eat. Like all my friends would come to my house to eat. Like my house was where everybody wanted to escape the bad shit from and come over. So I'm not going to say that I had a bad childhood. Like my mother worked for Temple. Right. So I just knew that I couldn't be broke, and not experiencing being broke. Like, don't get me wrong. Like if I say, Ma, I want this, and she say no, like I didn't have it. But as far as the necessities, I had that, and I made sure growing up that I always had the necessities. Okay. I think I got that from my mother. She always had multiple hustles.
Okay. All right, who want to go?
I'll go.
You can go ahead.
Go ahead, Nina.
I had a bad habit of being, I'll say, subconsciously being attracted to emotionally unavailable people. And also, and I'm trying to overcome this, also have a hard time being vulnerable. And even if I do get close to people, I have a hard time being intimate. Like I will self-sabotage that shit.
I can't.
Yeah. So I am. I have acknowledgement of it, like, and I'm working on it hard, vigorously. But yeah, these are the demons I'm fighting.
Okay.
Good for you, Nina. I'm proud of you, girl.
Thank you, Mama.
Who want to go next?
Tia, you want to go?
I was just about to say, yeah, I'll go. As I mentioned before, my cutoff game is very ridiculous. I get it from my dad. I know I do. Like I hold grudges. Like it's nobody's business. I really, really do. And the problem is I'm not even fighting it. That's the problem. Like
you just accepted this shit.
It's not even accepted it because I feel like what am I with it? Like because here's the thing. I am and I get this from my mom. I'm a very caring person. I'm a giving person, right? And I love giving to people. I love caring for people. Like when I love you, like I really, really do. So when you cross me or I feel like I'm being taken for granted, yes, I'm gonna cut you off because baby, what I do for you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do things just to say like I did them, like I do it out of the kindness of my heart. Like I really be like, oh my gosh, like I want to give this, I want to give that. So when you cross me, you don't deserve that anymore. And it's always somebody did something to me. It's not just like I just woke up one day and I just decided that I don't want to mess with you no more and I want to put you on the block list. It's literally a direct response of something that you did to me. And I do not play about my peace. Like I told you, like I had suicidal thoughts before. I need to be cool. Like I need my mental to be cool. I need my heart to be cool. So I'm going to protect my peace at all costs. And if that means that I need to block my mother, because she'll tell y'all. She'll tell y'all. She got blocked like 3 times. Like I do not care. Like I have to protect my peace at all costs, and I don't care who it is. It could be my grandma. Yes, she's blocked as well. No, she keeps asking for my number. You can't reach me because you're blocked.
I can't. Wow. I cannot.
So that is, I feel like something that I should be fighting. It's a bad habit, but at the same time, like, get your life together. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, what am I gonna do? I get it. Listen, the fact that I get it from my dad, and this nigga has really been in jail all his life. Nigga, how are you cutting people off and you gotta call them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I ain't talking to such and such. They don't care. They can't call you. Like, what you gonna do? Take them off the list? Oh, like
that is pretty diabolical right there.
It really is. That nigga don't care, and I really get that. Like, it is really in my DNA. Like, we both be like, all right, it is what it is. We can't talk sometimes. We cut off everybody, and he crazy. He be like, put them niggas in the dirt. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Like, why they gotta go there now?
Right? Hold on. What phone are y'all talking on? He better chill out.
He's crazy.
That's why I will ask you before CC go.
Okay.
Tia, good, bad, or indifferent? Do you look at your father as a legend?
As a legend?
Right.
No. Of what?
Where'd he come from?
Where'd he come from?
Yeah. Like what he's in jail for? Like.
I mean, he was a contractor for JBM. No, I don't look at him as a legend. What are you a legend of? You have no. You're a legend based off of your legacy. What is your legacy? Your kids. You have no part in who I am and what I've become and what I've accomplished. You haven't, because you really wanted to, count me out for real at one point. Because listen, I'm good with my dad now, but he really was like, what you mean? Like what you gonna get a drug dealer boyfriend? He gonna buy you a shop? It's gonna get raided? Wait a minute, this is crazy. So yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story.
Come off then and did.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I know you're not proud of whatever he did, but can I Google his name and he pop up on my phone?
I mean, he's been in jail all his life, of course. I mean, I maybe in
you would have to know what you're looking for. I send it to you.
Okay, so with that being said, I understand the question.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't understand the question at first, but I get it now. Why he would ask you that?
Right.
And I get it though. I get it, Sid.
Right. Well, yeah. You know his name.
I also want to say that my mother.
I'm not gonna keep telling you, Tia. You better put some respect on the name. I am
I'm also emotionally unavailable. I get that from my mom as well.
Cece, did you go?
No.
Go ahead.
I did. He went again before me.
Yeah.
Like,
was this just like a? Okay.
I was just playing. I don't think nobody got it.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said, Skinny, but I'm gonna let it slide. Go ahead, CC.
I'm gonna get him. So I think for me, the bad habit that I carry it's from my mother. And my mom is a Leo. She kind of hard. Sometimes she really just don't give a fuck. She has been working on things in a way, but she's so just like direct and like, it is what it is. This is what it is. That's it. I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, we can talk about it. If we not, then that's cool. Like either way, you ain't gonna whip my ass. So it doesn't matter. So I battle with that sometimes because I really can get in my bag of like, oh well. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
My mom a Leo too, Steve. As soon as you said and explained, I was like, oh, she must know my mom. July Leo.
Yeah, them Leos, they something different.
Yeah.
And
my dad an August
in what
Leo.
context do you be like
my
solo?
mom too. Huh?
Would you say, Skinny?
Like in your relationships, what are you saying so to? Like, for example, like it can be various.
I'm gonna let her answer. Go ahead, CC. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's multiple things. Like it could be like there's been times where I may have had an argument, right? And I'm saying what I'm saying, and it just really is what it is. Like there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna take it or you gonna leave it. And whatever you decide to do, I'm fine with either one.
I like that.
So it's like it just is what it is.
All right. I want to say that because of the relationship that I had with my father and the way I looked at him, like I started drinking like when I was 9. So my dad used to have like those, if y'all remember, the wine coolers and shit. So I would start drinking my dad wine coolers. Like I did all of these things between like 9 and 12. So I started drinking, watching my dad smoking cigarettes, whatever it may be. I'm doing all this shit 9, 10, 11 years old. So by the time I'm like 15 or 16, I'm like the young boy who's walking around with a book bag with a bottle. I was that young boy. So that in essence is like why I don't drink or like smoke or anything anymore, because I understand that was like a thing. Like my dad had to come home and CC saying like the Teller Sport shit. So like that's like a family drink. So Teller's Port was like our family drink. My dad would come home every day after work and drink like 1 or 2 glasses of Teller's Port and smoke a cigarette. And I like adopted that shit. So at a certain point, I just cut it all out. And this is like family business, but I can speak it because it's my truth. In my sister's eyes, my sister will say that my father drank himself to death because of who my father was as a ladies' man. Because my father got adopted at some point. So they said my sister will say my father found out that his birth dad was gay, and that shit fucked with him so much that he drank himself to death. And that would be my sister's story. I would never believe that shit because I was the person who lived with my father. So I don't know that to be true, but I was young at the time. I was 12. She was 19. She's older than me. She may know better than me. I don't know. I'm the one that lived there, though. I don't think that's the truth, but it is what it is. I don't know. But that's the reason that I don't smoke or drink anymore. As far as my mom is like some of the shit y'all say, the cut off shit. Like I told my mom a story about somebody that I knew who was married and their wife died and then the husband died. This is a thing that I don't know if people know. You can die from heartache.
Broken heart, yeah.
So I'm telling my mom that this guy died from heartache. And my mom is like, love? Like, it ain't that fucking deep. Like, and I'm like, Mom, you gotta fucking relax. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like not even contemplating that this could be like a thing. And I'm trying to explain to her that, no, this is a thing. But I did have a little bit of that cut you off shit from her. Because that's just how she was. Like, when my father passed, there was no consoling. There was no conversation. My mother just came in my room one day and was like, he's gone. That was it. Never spoken about again in life. And those are some of the shit that I see.
But can I just say that I hate that so many of us have experienced parents not be emotionally intelligent enough to have the hard conversations. And that pisses me off so much to this day, like, because it still is going on, because everybody wants to have kids and everybody wants to, oh, they cute, let me dress them up, let me do their hair, let me take to the barbershop. But when the hard questions come, or when the devastation or the trauma comes, y'all cannot have these conversations and then wonder why y'all kids grow up to be adults that can't handle things, or that may become shitty people. Like, I just think that we deserve better. We've always deserved better. And it's just crazy. Like, even down to like hygiene, like with women not having conversations with their daughters about hygiene. Just so many things, like how y'all can't have conversations about things that make y'all sad. Right. The reaction of being sad, crying, can be looked at as something so horrible because you're a male, because you had. I just think we deserve so much better. And it's just a sad situation because, like, to your point, like, even death in our culture is not a conversation that can be had or can be processed. Grief is so, it's such a crazy topic. It's something that takes on so many forms. You can't have that conversation. You can't even say, like, or even ask a question. Forget even talking to you or telling you what to do or whatever. How about you ask a question? How do I feel? Why does this make me feel this way? Are you okay? To not be able to have those conversations is always so crazy to me. And then now we on this podcast trying to have a therapy session with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we trying to heal each other through our own trauma, so that way we can be better parents to our kids. It's just really sad, and I hope that it gets better. I am glad that therapy is a conversation now more than anything. even though I feel like sometimes people use it as a crutch. And people.
Anybody ever been to therapy? Because
I
have too. And
when I was young, though.
Yeah, me too.
I believe I was in relationship therapy for about 6 months, and when I tell you that shit is a sham, like it is right now. It's a better therapy session than actually going to somebody professionally that has a degree. And I'm gonna give you an example. The therapist that I went to was a human. He was a man. So he was liked my girl. What the fuck? So, I say that human beings act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because you're human, right? He liked my girl. Okay. So of course, all the advice he gonna give me.
You stayed in a therapy session for 6 months with a therapist that liked you?
No. I'm talking about No. After we found out Todd was one of them, we got somebody else. But once we found out 3 months later, his name was definitely Todd. I'll remember this fucking jackass. I will always remember him because he was giving such fuck advice. Like, and I'm not saying that this everyone, but what I'm saying is you can pick you a friend, someone genuine that you know that will give you a genuine answer, and that can be your therapist because you know everything that's coming from them is coming from here.
I agree. When I say therapy, I didn't necessarily like ultimately meaning just a therapist, but just some type of therapy, no matter what. Like, this is therapy. This is our therapy. Absolutely. Even though we're not, Nina, relationship life coach, spiritual advisor, you know what I'm saying? She in the mix. But
that's why she was giving me that look.
Of therapy. Because even though we're not professional,
no shade.
You're able to be open. You're able to have the conversation. We're able to have this dialogue. So that is a form of therapy. But you didn't have to, you and T or any of us didn't have to give the answers that we gave, because at the end of the day, therapy is work. No matter what form it is, you have to do the work. You have to be honest too. A lot of people go to therapy and don't be honest with the therapist. What the hell is you there for?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have therapy with my sister-in-law pretty much once a week when we on the phone together. It's a therapy session. But I'm just saying, like, just to have that openness of some form of therapy, I think is good. It's a dialogue. Absolutely.
So, I don't think Skinny saying relationship therapy is a scam. I think may have been your therapist per se. I think it may have been your therapist. I don't think it's a scam only because I understand the dynamic of having like a mediator. So just the fact on having a mediator is a good thing, regardless of whatever the fuck they say or do. Sometimes you definitely need a mediator. So I'm not going to say, so I'm not going to say it's a scam. I would just say,
I was just talking about my experience.
I know. I'm with you. I'm about to say fuck Trump. I'm about to say fuck him. You know, fuck him. I'm with you. I got you. Fuck ball. fuck ball. I got you.
Fuck Todd.
Yeah, fuck Todd. All right. We got one last question, everybody. Let me see. All right. What good thing do you have or wish you could be more like your parents? Why is everybody doing all of that?
What?
Like, Tia gave a thumbs down, and I thought you said I wish shit. Like, is nothing good from the parents that we wish we could be like the parents?
I think our generation. All right, we grew up in a generation with parents who wasn't doing good. You got to understand, during this time, the crack epidemic was around, and people's mindset just wasn't okay. Our grandparents. Think about our grandparents. It's a totally different perception. Different emotion and everything than our parents. Like, my mother is crazy. Like, my mother is to this day. My mother is really. Like, not right. And I believe.
I say my mom is crazy all the time. She be like, don't call me crazy, boy.
It's the era. I'm telling you. It's the era. All that fucking cocaine in that time scattered, though. Like, they're just different. They just move different. So for me to say I want it would be basic. Like it's nothing that my parents did. I don't know too much about my dad. He had a fish shop. He had his own store on 52nd Street. But other than that, like I can't really say, oh, I want that from my. Okay, my mother says what she wants, and I respect it. I respect the realness of my mother. I don't ever have to worry about my mother misleading me. She's always going to tell me what she feels. She's never going to tell me something that I don't have to believe her. That's what it's not too many people on this planet that you can say that about.
Right.
So yeah, that's it.
I wish.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
man.
I wish. So both my parents are the youngest sibling. They both are the babies, right? And they both had the most support, like, from both of their parents. You know what I mean? Because they had the babies, and we were with our grandparents, and that's what I wish. I wish I had the same amount of like love and support that they had, because they were allowed to live their life. They dropped everything and like just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can, like, they had freedom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did they have the babies? Yeah, they had the babies. They had, like, they was able to work, go to school. They was able to do whatever their heart desired them to do, from my perspective, right? From what I saw. And that's what I wish I had. I wish I had the support so I can not only, but so I can do what I need to do. Like, you know what I mean? So I won't feel so constricted and tied down.
Right. All right, I'll speak some positivity since y'all want to be like. I'll just say this, man. The time,
love and support.
Listen, the time that I had my father, I always looked at my father as the greatest father to be. And I would hope that my kids look at me that way. But I often think about my brothers. I got 3 brothers, and I often think about them because they never experienced having a father. So I often think about, like, is that true when they say you don't really miss something that you never had? Or sometimes my older brother, who's the closest to me, I know he felt some type of way sometimes, like that I had a father or that I was around my father. And I think about those things.
Do you feel like you being around your friends and knowing that you had a father to 12, do you think you move different?
Yeah.
And what way?
It's just like a lot of things that they do. My father instilled in me to think first. So
right. So you were more mature.
Yeah.
Okay.
My father.
I can remember as kids though, like even recording in your house. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like at a young age, you was able to hang a microphone up from the ceiling.
Right.
I remember that, bro. Like so you were very mature for your age. Right. Or was that old house?
It was both, but
okay.
I have like my father didn't like talk to me. He showed me. Like he would just like lead by example. Like when my father would be outside washing his car, I would be outside washing my bike. It was things like that like prepared me for life. Like I could remember like being a kid and sitting at the table and doing my math homework or whatever, and me like asking my dad like, yo, can you help me with this? And my dad been like, wasn't you in class? Was you paying attention? Figure it out. And because my dad did that, it showed me that if I pay attention or if I stay on my shit, I can figure any fucking thing out. Like some people may view it a different way and be like, your father should have just helped you. But my father showed me that I can figure this shit out.
What's dope is that you still remember that though.
Right.
That's what's really dope. That that conversation that you had as a kid really took effect in life today. That's fire. So, yeah, I like that.
All right, people. Last but not least, this would be my final question for y'all. And this wasn't.
Wait, CC ain't go.
Oh, my bad, CC. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Now I'm being like skinny. My bad.
Yeah,
now we gotta have a one-on-one. Now we gotta have a one-on-one.
My bad. Go ahead, CC.
But I'll keep it brief because I feel like I have the good traits and habits and stuff from my parents already. I think they did a good job with me at the age that I'm at now, and just kind of carrying on what they've given me to make sure that the legacy I leave for my children is cool. So I think I'm pretty cool.
Okay.
I would like to say one more thing.
Go ahead, Skinny.
We were talking about parents today, right. But I just want to give my sister a shout out. My sister, 11 years older than me. My childhood growing up, I get my kindness from my sister. Like, my sister's like a very good-hearted person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I get most of my qualities from just being around her.
That's a fact.
That's good. Shout out to your sister.
That's a fact. The sibling thing, we'll revisit that.
Yeah, because my sister was dope too.
Hiccup Tia. Don't start Tia. Don't start your shit, Tia.
We're gonna get you a child t-shirt.
What? That's you just because you know my sister. No, don't be buying.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't give a damn. I'm gonna talk shit about her. I got to, but listen, I got a balance. My brother, that's my ace boom coon. That other one that look just like me.
I can't. We ain't gonna speak about the beef that Tia has with her twin sister, y'all.
She got beef with me. She got beef with me.
You got a twin, Tia?
Yes.
Her son is here.
Oh, wow. That's the taller one that was in the back?
That's my mom.
No. I thought I seen her.
Oh, yeah. My nephew. Yeah, he about to leave. She about to come get him. And she better not come to my motherfucking door.
She better call and say she outside. Don't even call.
This is the twin. This is a twin sister, y'all. It's not a regular sister. It's a twin sister.
I mean, it be like that sometimes.
Y'all was in the same set.
Identical, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
That's about
you fatty. Just saying that.
It's not me. I told y'all. People do stuff to me.
Yeah, I can't, man. Oh shit. All right. My last question was, do y'all think that, well, little Blake is still young to you, so I don't know if you can answer this, but do y'all think that your kids are proud of you as parents?
Yeah.
They tell me.
I think my kids are proud of me, but I question it sometimes because I cuss. I be cussing and I be kind of mean sometimes. But look, let me tell y'all something. I'm this way now. I'll simmer down sometimes, but I kind of feel like y'all gonna experience the bullshit from your mama before y'all experience it in the world.
Facts.
I don't care how mean you think I am, how rough you think I am, because there's gonna be somebody my rough or just as rough, and I'm gonna need y'all to know how to handle that.
Outside. Yep. That's what I tell them. Words outside.
Up. But they tell me that, I asked them I like 2 weeks, maybe last week. I'm like, do y'all like, what would y'all story be about me as a mom? Like, do y'all think I'm a shit mom? Like, is your story gonna be, I hated my mom, I wanted to, choke her out? Like, is that gonna be y'all story? And they all told me no. They all told me no.
Out, though.
Huh?
I said, I wanted to choke her out though.
Yeah, well, you did, because it's been times where it's like, fuck it, I hate you, mom, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a question though, because again, I'm kind of rough with them, and sometimes I think, well, am I too hard? But I don't ask them that.
No, you have to be, and I don't want to harken on this, but that is a thing that my father told me. He used to always like write me notes and shit, and he would like leave notes on my door or on my fucking TV. I hated that shit, but and it would just simply say, "You gonna understand when you get older."
Yeah,
that's it. no explanation.
You making me wish I had a dad on everything.
I'm just saying.
I wanted notes.
I wanted notes. Tia,
been good. No, I'm kidding.
Tia, let me ask Blake: is he sick of your shit already?
I'm trying to keep him alive by breastfeeding him. Get out of here.
All right, what's your answer, Nina and Skinny?
You wanna go? Wanna go? All right, I'll go.
Nina, you forgot the question?
I remember now.
Okay, go ahead, Skinny.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
So 4 out of 5 of my kids that tell you I'm the shit. Like my twins work for me, work under me, I should say.
Right.
And my daughter loves my youngest loves me. Like I do cool shit. Like I took her to the Rod Wave concert. We had floor tickets. Like I do cool dad shit. So they gotta be proud of me.
Right.
You know, when I move in different places, I think so. 4 out of 5. One of my kids will tell you I ain't shit. That's because it's translated through her mother. So
right. I did dig it. Nina?
Yes, they are. Actually, 2 of them pulled me to the side, like on their own, randomly, a couple weeks ago, to tell me, stop me in my tracks. Like, can I tell you something? What's up? I'm really proud of you. You balance your social life. You make time for us, dinner. I really don't know how you do it all. I don't even want to try to figure it out. But I think you should know that you're a really good mom. And then, ironically, like 5 hours later, the other one called me. I was thinking about you. I love you. And repeated something similar. And did I cry? Hell yeah. I cried. Did I cry in front of their face? No, I had to kick them out the room so I could do it by myself. But
so you killing this mom shit.
I'm killing it. I'm killing the game.
What'd you say, Tia?
How old are they?
My oldest, she'll be 18 in October. So 17. Hold on, my memory. 17, 13, 11, and 9.
That's good. At those ages, they hate you. So that's nice.
That's what I said. 3 girls and 1 boy.
Oh, man.
Yo, I want to say my kids get on my nerves, man. That's what I just want to say. My kids get on my nerves because a lot of shit they don't. Because my kids is older than y'all, so a lot of shit they don't remember. Like my son said something to me like a couple weeks ago. I was ready to just like pop him real quick. He was like, "I don't remember. Like I don't remember you like being around like my childhood. I don't remember it. Like nigga, what?"
You be wanting to strangle him like I sacrificed.
The one that I said is on the outskirts said the same thing. I'm like, I can go on my Google Photos right now and show you all of the memories that you apparently fucking forgot.
Thanks. Sometimes you have to do that though.
That's a fact.
Sometimes you got to do that because they will forget.
That's a fact.
Yeah, especially if there's separation where you're like just not there every day, or maybe even selective memory, not just like, hey, I just choose not to remember this. But so yeah, you might have to run it back sometimes, because I've had to do that with my oldest son.
So my daughter be 23 this year.
Okay.
And I'm talking about 2017. It's not too far, not too long ago, where you was at my house in Jersey the whole summer, then past summer. You know what? I don't even know why I'm sitting here talking about.
Yo, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Cherish y'all times right now, because when they get older, they gonna act like you ain't they definitely different. They definitely different. They definitely different.
It's true. I see it. I see the amnesia creeping.
Facts. They definitely different.
That's why I'm gonna just stick to my one, because I can't deal with multiple assholes.
So I'll say that my kids will definitely say it to other people, but they won't say it to me, because sometimes they feel like I'm being hard on them, and sometimes I do purposely be hard on my kids because I want them to be prepared for life. Like Cece said, I purposely do like hard shit to them sometimes just to make sure that they are ready and prepared, because I'm not going to always be here. So I do that sometimes just to make sure that they are solid.
Yep.
What?
And the show don't play with us, because
my oldest is about to turn 23 in September.
One of them ones out here. Don't play.
Yeah.
my oldest is 27.
Oh, all right. So then you got me.
Your oldest is 27?
Yeah, my two twin boys is 27.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, and my son will be 21. He's a fucking Gemini. Gemini's getting my fucking.
I got my 19-year-old.
Why are you making that face? Why are you making that face, Nina? You don't know about Geminis?
Yo, I don't know who the fuck I be talking.
Get on my fucking nerves. He's about to be 21 in May. Get on my fucking nerves. But and I gotta go pick him up in like a week or so when he get out of college.
He went to college?
Yeah, he's a junior. I gotta go get him in like a couple weeks.
Where you go?
He go to Shippensburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my son at Delaware State.
That's my school.
That's where you went?
Yeah.
Blue Devil? Okay.
That's a fact.
Good for y'all. Good job, dads. High five.
Mm-hmm.
High five. Yes.
That's what's up.
High five. Yes. Good job. We proud of y'all.
All right, people. As always, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Prophecies. Without vision, there is no vision. I mean, without vision, there is no understanding, and without understanding, there is no vision. Shout out to Baby Hairs. Our prayers are with you. You know, as always, you're always.
Right?
She good. She be good. You're always welcome. All of those things. You know, hit us up. Anybody else got any last words?
This was a great topic, guys.
Yeah, I
like it.
I wanted to ask y'all some questions, but I was like,
what you wanted to ask us, Tia?
I'll just ask y'all in the Texans. I mean, it was some good stuff though.
Right.
I think we could do I think maybe we should do another one, because I got a lot of good feedback about this topic, and like people really wanting to hear these things, because it's necessary. Like we do need to have the hard conversation sometimes about parents, because we do have children that may experience this, and their parents experience what we experienced, and maybe they don't know how to navigate, you know, talking through it with their children. So I mean, however the segment goes, we add some more questions or whatever. Yeah, I'm for sure down with it.
Yeah, this was good.
Like, see all of that shit that you doing right there, Tia? Like the potty training and all of that. They forget.
Potty training?
No, I'm just saying you're about to do that.
Oh no! I know.
What I'm saying is they forget all of that shit.
Take pictures, though. Take pictures.
Literally. That shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact.
Just take pictures though all the time and print them out.
I got video. I got video.
Yeah, and show it to them. You know what I mean? Every now and then, be like, yeah, let me remind you of something. You remember this? Oh, you don't. Oh, okay. Well, let me show you what it was. You know what I'm saying? We got proof. These days we need receipts and shit. So give them the receipts. I got hella pictures. I got thousands of pictures. Thousands.
But this was chasing ghosts and fighting demons. And my last message to y'all would be to give your parents some grace, because even though we gotta teach ourselves a lot of shit, and even though they might have not always been around, we don't know their journeys, we don't know their lives, we don't know the shit that they, their mentalities and all the traumas and shit that they got going on. So regardless of how they showed up for you, you're showing up for yours, and you can show up for them now. So that'll be my last message, man.
Agree. And it's their first time living life like it's ours.
That's a fact.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, people, have a good one. Deuces.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.